Alrighty, it is Friday, but I have to go back to Thursday really quick. After I finished recording audio, I went on to color. I only managed to finish one page. I stopped at 440. And then when I was offline, I tried to draft through pages 10, 11, and 12, but I got tired and I went to bed at 5. I couldn't sleep, so I tried to talk to Monica, but then we ended up eventually having an argument. I had a headache, so I took a painkiller, and then I was in so much of a bad mood, I decided to go back on to work at 8:30. I edited audio and drafted the pages. I scanned page 12 at 9 p.m., page 10 at 9:21, and then page 11 at 9:45. I edited and printed them out in pink at 10:11. I started line arting, but I got tired at 10:30. So yeah, by that point I got off, and I had 3 audio files left to edit still. I woke up at 3:50. I got out of bed at around 4. And I finished line arting page 12 at 4:54, page 10 at 5:24, and then page 11 at 5:41. By that point, the audio was done by like 5:30. I kicked Monica out of bed at 6. The moment I was done editing, I passed the pages off to her, and then I started compressing my video. It was about like 6:30 by that point. I loaded Carol on Tuesday, and then we stopped to eat breakfast. So basically, Sibel set up a trap for Carol to burn her hand so she couldn't perform. That was such an odd thing. And yet I'm not surprised. So I don't know if that's the last we're gonna see of Sibel. I can't see seeing her ever again. But yeah, that was crazy. Other than that, the episode ended with getting taken back by her mom's people. I feel like this is a bit soon, considering that we're gonna get like more Carol and Tuesday next season. So I don't understand why we're getting this, capturing Tuesday scare. I don't know. So yeah, I got off because I had been on since 4, and I didn't want to stress out the computers, and it was 7. So I went back to go check on my compression. I ended up brainstorming through the scripts. I completed, while I was compressing my video, I completed the aftermath of the scene of a certain character dying and trying to like groom around it. I still feel like there's stuff that needs to be edited, but not within this chapter. Mostly stuff that I need to go back and edit in volume 6, because like just to make some of the wording a little bit clearer so that this makes more sense. So yeah. Other than that, I stopped as soon as my video was finished compressing. I got off at 8:50. Monica got done with the coloring at 9, and then I crashed until 10:20. I woke up to her making lunch. We ended up eating lunch and watching random stuff on YouTube, and then we split up at like 11:20. So Monica just left for Vaughn's, and I am resuming work on the pages from yesterday. I'm still finishing up with the shading and whatnot. There's a lot of graphics I need to add to this, like the birds and whatnot, and explosions, etc. But yeah, I stopped briefly just right now to record, so here I am. I need to go back on and finish what I was doing, but first I have to go to the restroom. Alright, and that's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Saturday, but I have to go back to Friday really quick. So Monica got back from Vaughn's. She made chicken. I got off at 1 p.m. At the time, I still had 1 page left to finish, and then we took a shower. I went back on at 2:30. We finished the last 3-4 episodes of that What's on the Menu at the Mia House series. Monica was really sad that it was over because she ended up really liking it. I finished all the Thursday pages and I loaded them at 4:11. I got off immediately and I went to bed at 4:30. I couldn't sleep, so I did a little writing. Monica sent Reggie text messages. Reggie's my nephew, because the 21st was his birthday. We both felt very annoyed by what he said, and after a point she stopped talking to him. I didn't want to have to hear whatever it was she was reading off of the phone, so I ended up going back on at 6 p.m. I started shading in the last 3 pages of chapter 66. I shaded up until 7:34. I got tired and then I went straight to bed. I almost forgot to mention that when I went back on, I finally paid the AT&T bill because I kept forgetting about it. So yeah. it's set, the e-check is set to go in the day of Monica's eye appointment, so I have to try not to spend into that. So I went to sleep, woke up at 6:44, I went back to work on the pages, stopped to eat breakfast, and then I continued working until around 8:30. We left for the Target on Euclid. I finally bought that one book that I really wanted for my journals. We got a couple of Tim Tams. Then we left the area, we went to the Anaheim Plaza, and we browsed Ross and TJ Maxx. We got some things at TJ as well as these books. We're trying not to buy any more books. But we didn't get anything at Ross. I hit Walmart, we got the chicken, and then we got home at 11:40. I blew all my change at Walmart. It came out to 22 cents. So yeah, there were some letters in the mailbox, and one of them was scheduling Monica for yet another interview. It's on the 16th. So this is for another medical thing of hers. So annoying. It's just so annoying. Oh god. We're trying not to be nervous about this next one. I went back on to work on the pages. I finished page 10, stopped to eat lunch, and then I worked up until like 11:33. We hit the recycling center. We just got back right now. It's like 3, I'm going to say it's 3:30 right now. I don't really know. I think it was like 3:18 when we walked in. So I'm recording audio right now. So I need to go back on. I need to finish pages 11 and 12. I left off in the middle of page 11. Page 12 just needs one thing, and that's a graphic for Loris's screens, and I should do that right now. But I'm still in the process of completing page 11, and I want to do that too. Page 10 is done, so I could easily put text on that. I haven't though. So yeah, I'm going to try to get that done today, and at worst, if I don't get any of this done before bed, I'm going to end up doing it tomorrow morning. And once I'm done with it, I have to finish something for the extras. So my eyes are set on 46 and 48 because they seem like the easiest to me. Other than that, I don't know if I can get this done before the middle of next week, because like hump day is the absolute last day that I'm going to be allowing myself to work on any of this stuff. I absolutely have to have it done by Wednesday at most. I know that we're not going to be here on Tuesday because we're going to Monica's eye exam, but I'm going to try my best to get as much done as possible within Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday. So I'll see how it goes. Alrighty then, that's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Sunday, but I have to go back to Saturday really quick. So after I finished recording, I went back on. I completed the art for pages 11 and 12 at 5. I got off, and while I was off, I was organizing through some of my stuff in this old carrier binder that I had. I haven't used in a really long time. I sent a whole bunch of things to get shredded. I put a whole bunch of things in the reuse folder. It's like one side of the page is used, and the other side is still blank, so I can print on it. And then I just threw a whole bunch of random shit away. So yeah, I ended up stopping and sprinting through the script for all the LaBelle and Shasta scenes, and that was fast. It didn't take me very long to do that. So there's a part 1 and a part 2. One where LaBelle acknowledges Shasta, and the second half where LaBelle finally uses his magic item on him. And I need to write all the Philippe and Simon scenes in between that, so I have to figure out how to break up the Philippe and Simon segments, and I need to think about what I want to do with them. So yeah, we ended up eating a light dinner, and then we spent the whole evening talking, and we went to bed sometime around like 8 or 9 o'clock. I woke up at 5. I had a weird ass dream. Trump was in it. Oh god. Oh my god, I wish I hadn't dreamed about Trump. It was creepy. I also had a segment in my dream where Harbor was cheating on Giselle with Flora. These are all characters from my story. And like, I just couldn't justify why. Oh god. But yeah. I mean, well, technically, if I actually sit down and think about it, I can actually like come up with an answer for that. But other than that, I feel like at the moment it was happening, I just couldn't understand. I couldn't fathom why it was happening. Also, in my dream, Trump bought us some really nasty cupcakes. Oh god. It was like themed cupcake. They were Pokemon cupcakes or something. It was disgusting. Okay, sorry. Alright, so I woke up, I went back on, I finished pages 10, 11, and 12, and I loaded them at 6:17. But before that, I kicked Monica out of bed at 6. I went back to work on the extras. I colored in through the second extra for chapter 48 because it wasn't done yet. And then I got off at 7:19 because we were planning on going somewhere. We had two choices. We could either go by bike or go by bus, and we decided to go by bus. We hit the village. The first place we went to was Sprouts. Monica convinced me to go look at that list of the safest teas to buy, and we ended up getting a box of Stash chamomile. She ended up just like emptying out the box into the lunch boxes that we brought with us, because we actually brought a lunch box with us because we didn't want to buy any food. We ended up buying food anyway. But yeah, she emptied it out because the box was just too bulky. But she not at this moment. She did it like much later though. But yeah, after we hit Sprouts, we browsed Walmart for a moment. And then we had two choices because it was way too early. We could either stick around and wait 2 hours for Staples to open, or we can go and try to go to Mainplace Mall and look at their Staples. So we took the buses to Mainplace Mall, and as we were passing, we found that the Staples there went out of business. It's gone now. What a waste. So yeah, we stopped at Mother's Market. They still didn't have Honeybush. We browsed Barnes & Noble. We ended up getting another cute notebook. It surprised me. I actually found Big Magic for sale. Big Magic is that book by that woman who wrote Eat, Pray, Love. They basically re-released it again to advertise that her next book is coming out this summer. So I don't know if I want to read her next book. I don't know what it's about. So yeah, we got another cute notebook. This one has like my other one, it has ice creams on it. Okay, so afterward we ended up hitting Subway. We took it to the mall and we ate there. And then afterward we browsed a cute soccer store. They had like all these awesome jackets for different soccer teams from South America. And then we looked at this new Asian discount store. They had a lot of Adventure Time stuff. I have no emotional connection to Adventure Time, so I was like really confused why I was seeing so much Adventure Time stuff. But they had an awesome pen selection, but all the best pens were taken. They had all the generic ones there, and I'm like, I'll just pass. So yeah, that was a perfect chance for me to get a new brown pen too. So yes, the anime store was not open. I assume they're not open on Sundays? I'm not sure. But yeah, I hope it's not going out of business or anything. For some reason, around the area was a really long line. I have no idea what it was for. So yeah, we took the bus back to the village. We went to the Staples again, and we raided the school supply selection. There was not a lot of stuff that we wanted. We did get a couple of books though. I got a book and she got a book. There was another book that she wanted to get, but she passed on it. But she ended up getting a pencil case holder instead. I feel like the prints this year are so lacking, and it makes me nervous, and I don't like that. I'm really hoping that Target and Walmart come up with something better, because so far Office Depot and Staples have not delivered. At least not much. I'm not used to getting like less than like 2 or 3 things. So yeah, and most of the things I saw there, I only would like want to get like one thing, and that's it, which makes me really worried. So yeah, we're hoping that when we go to Brea, we'll definitely go to the Office Depot there. In the meanwhile, so then after that we left Staples, we hit Ross, we went to Walmart to see if we can get pizza, but like they didn't have the type that we wanted, and the type that they did have was too expensive. So we hit Target instead. We got another water bottle because like we ended up using this last one, and then I crushed it. And then we got out the water bottle we got was from Buy, and then we got the pizza. It was only $5, and I blew all my change on that. And then we headed home. So we got home at like 2:50 something. So Monica's heating up the oven for the pizza. I'm recording audio. I need to go back on and update the budget. I need to find out how much money I have left. I have no idea. I was just guessing. It's been a while since I looked at it. I kept thinking I should have wrote it down the last time I looked at it, and I completely forgot to. So yeah, I need to also finish. I'm hoping to finish the second extra of chapter 48. I don't know if I can do it today. I want to see if I can knock out the first and second extra for 46, because like all I need is text for that, and that's it. I just need to type it out. It's a lot of text, but it's not a lot of text. I don't know how to explain that.
I just need to look up all the different animals and come up with funny things for them. I don't remember how long it took me to do that last time, but I'm hoping I could get this all done like today. That's pretty ambitious though. Alright then, that's all for today. I will see you in the next one.
Alrighty, it is Monday, but I have to go back to Sunday really quick. So after I finished recording audio, Monica finished making the pizza we bought. I went back on to update the budget. I finished the extras. I scanned and printed out all the 4-panel comics that were ready to go. I stopped to eat pizza. Finished the art for chapter 48 extra 2. It was about like 4:30 by the time I got down to it. After that, I got sidetracked sorting through my old scan folder, and I found a whole bunch of things I might want to like resurrect, especially for the series. I completed the second extra for chapter 46, which is the animals for Fauna, Libelle, Clotilda, Byron, and Fouillard. The problem is that I got stuck on Philippe and Dominique and Pasha. Pasha was done, but I got stuck on Philippe and Dominic. So I was like, okay, forget it. I'm just going to stop here. I'm going to rest. I got off at 6 exactly. Monica vacuumed the bedroom. So by the time I showed up by the time I came into the room, she kicked me out. We ate like dinner and then we went to bed sometime around like, I'm going to say it was 8. I don't really remember. Ugh. She woke me up sometime around 10 to complain about a pain in her side. She got me worried, but it went away. It's been coming and going for the last like 3 days. But I'm really worried about it. I hope it's not a big thing. So yeah. I woke up at 5 a.m. I went back on and finished the extras for chapter 48 and 60. Kicked Monica out of bed at 6. And then I completed 48 and then 60. It took me a while, I think, what to type out for 48. But once I really thought about it, I was like, okay, yeah, this is good. I want to go at this. Stopped to eat breakfast. We watched Precure in this episode. They found out Blue Cat's true intention. They saw what she actually looks like. She ended up transforming into a cure because she wanted to protect everybody. We did a lot of skipping because, like, it was just annoying. Her transformation sequence looks very low budget. Like, I didn't put enough effort into it, unlike the other 4 girls. I don't remember it being this way for other final cures. But yeah, that was a bit of a letdown. Other than that, what happened afterward? I assume they're going for that she's the most powerful, because like that was the implication after she finished transforming. The tourist princess and the major bad guy both noticed. They had 2 completely different reactions, but they made such a big deal about it. It seemed like, okay, obviously she's supposed to be the strongest. I don't know. So yeah. After that, we went to Northgate. On the way there, we found lots of bottles and cans. I found a couple of pennies. Got home from Northgate at 8, and then we went to the bank to deposit more money from the stash. And when we got back, we ended up hitting Vaughn's, and we got a few groceries. It counts like $20, so hopefully we can make it stretch to the end of the month. We got home at 10. We just ate lunch, and then we took a shower, so I'm recording now. She's still in there. This is what I want to do now. I want to go back on. I want to finish the extras that I left half finished. So 45 and 50. Those 2, I know 50 has a bit of text and it's just a little bit left over. 45, I was typing it out, but I didn't finalize it yet. So I need to do something with it. I'm a little nervous. I won't be able to complete them, but I want to try to get 50 out of the way first. I just need to think of what I want to say, because I have like a little bit of space left on it. My major goal is to either A, get all of them completed today, or B, just at least get 45 done today, so that way I can focus on loading 45 and 60 for the rest of the day. I don't know about anything else though. I don't think I've made the Smack Jeeves versions for anything from 45 forward. I can't remember. I remember I stopping at one point and then not having those, so I should make those. But I basically want to either A, have nothing to do by tomorrow, or B, to have at least one thing to do by tomorrow and to get that out of the way so I can focus on loading everything within the next like 2 days if I have to. Other than that, I have stuff that's ready to go out. I'm not 100% sure about sketches that I've done, because like one of the things I was doing this morning was going back through volume 6 and writing down what happens in each chapter so I can get a better idea what should be in each extra. But
I didn't get very far before we started eating, so like I need to go back and finish doing that so I can figure out what should go where and where, because I started getting all these other ideas for extras while I was on the bus yesterday, and it occurred to me that I'm like I don't even know if I can move some of this stuff around. I need to get more 4-panel comic drafts so I can write some of this stuff down. So I found the rest leftover ones that I have, so I need to like either print out more or just take those with me next time I'm out, because like I still have things I need to do. Some of the jokes I feel like they're too exclusive to me, and I don't know if I can get away with using them. Is there anything else? Is there anything else that's on my mind? Let's see. It seems like everything's going on just fine. The only thing I'm worried about is not having enough time, especially this week, to knock out the entire Philippe arc. I would like to make some time to do that. I don't want to be working on it next week, as in I don't want to be typing it out next week, because I need to have shit printed out. I want to start printing out the drafts at latest by the following Monday, or actually Monday and Tuesday we're not going to be here. So I'm going to say by the following Wednesday, I want to start printing out all the drafts. So I'm hoping to get the scripts out of the way by then. So I need to make some time starting from like say Wednesday to work on it. We agreed that we need to go to the laundromat on Wednesday. So maybe I can start writing it then. And, hopefully I can get through, the scene. I know it's not as many scenes as the fight with Clotilda. That actually took a lot of scenes. It took like it took like 3 scenes, I think, to get through that. It shouldn't take that many. I already wrote out all the Shasta and LaBelle parts of it. I need to like actually type those out. I think I'll get a chance to do that when I'm compressing the videos. I think this recording would be the 5th or 4th recording. I don't remember. All I know is I have a while before I have to start editing audio again, and by the time I do that, I most likely will get an opportunity to type out what I've already done. So yeah. And hopefully if I have anything done for part 1 or part 2, my goal is to not focus so much on trying to get everything down on one page, and to just try to like let all my thoughts out, because I need to do two specific things. Philippe tries to manipulate Simon, Philippe tries to manipulate Fouillard, and then Philippe absolutely has to give up. So I need to like, that sounds like 3 scenes right there. I need to figure out how to interweave all these scenes together so that way they go organically. But yeah, I have typed out already the scene with Marie and Pasha where she first finds him, and that needs to happen roughly sometime around the beginning of this. And then like 3 scenes from when we last saw Loris, which was in chapter 66. 3 chapters from that, I'm going to say like 69. I'm hoping that's when we get a brief look at Loris and Agnes at best case scenario. I'm not really sure if I'm going to get time to fit them in there. But yeah, other than that, is there anything else I need to say? I think that's virtually it. Alrighty then, that's all for today. I will see you in the next one.
Alrighty, it is Tuesday, but I have to go back to Monday really quick. So after I recorded audio, I went back on. I completed the first section for chapter 45. I got super sidetracked with Twitter, and then I got off at 2. Ate a light dinner, messed around with some of my Tombow markers. Turns out that the dark brown wasn't properly closed, so it ended up getting moldy, and now it's ruined. I could replace it though. They sell individual markers by themselves. Rested until 4. I woke up from a nap and we talked until 6. I went back on to finish the second extra for chapter 50. As soon as I completed that, I loaded chapter 45 to smack Jeeves, but I got too tired to go any further, so I just got off at 8. I woke up at 4. Didn't get out of bed until 5 though, and I continued loading chapters to both Tapas and smack Jeeves. I kicked Monica out of bed at 6. I set up almost every single chapter for Smack Jeeves except for chapter 50. We ended up eating breakfast. I got off at 7, and then Monica packed the lunch while I set up my bag for our trip. We were ready to go around 8-ish. We arrived sometime around 8:30. Against my better judgment, I asked Monica if she wanted to go to the clinic first instead of going to the store, and then we barely had a half an hour before the store was going to open. And like, cause she was doing that thing where she becomes so nervous about something, she just completely fixates on it, and she becomes impossible to be around. Like, you can't talk to her because she won't unfocus from that thing she's nervous about. So I was like, okay, fine, let's just go straight to the clinic and see if they'll take your insurance card. So we went there, and then it became a situation of, are they going to accept her earlier than her actual appointment time? And we found ourselves pretty much just waiting there from like 9 until 10. At 10 exactly, I ended up telling her, hey, let's just get out of here and come back when it's time for your appointment at 11:30. And like the moment we got up, they called her in. And I thought that she was going to get, service right away. But it turns out while I was waiting a long time, she was waiting a long time. They didn't do anything with her until like an hour later, even though they let her inside. So we were waiting all the way up until like 1 something. I don't remember what time. All I know is that by the time 1 o'clock hit, she finally hit her wit's end with everything that was going on. They did do like 1 or 2 things with her. They gave her an eye scan, but that was it. And she didn't stick around long enough to find out anything about it. By 1 o'clock, she got into one of those modes where like she was scared, she was nervous, she was anxious, she was upset, she was hungry, she was angry. She was just a pain in the ass. And so she ran out, and she didn't tell me where we were going. She just picked me up and we ran off. And I was like asking her all these questions, and she didn't tell me until we reached the bathroom that she just walked out in the middle of her exam. And I was like, oh fucking crap. So we left. She refused to go back no matter how many times I tried to talk her into going back. So instead we went to the Asian market in the plaza. We ended up eating the lunch that we packed, and then we browsed Ross because it was closer. Well, actually, first we browsed the Asian market because they had a lot of really interesting things. They had like all the seasonal the Japanese Kit Kats. I was like, oh my god, Sakura Kit Kat, I want to try that. But yeah. We didn't get anything there. We ended up browsing Ross. The only thing that they had of value that we wanted was Locum. So we got 3 boxes of those. They always seem to have 3 boxes at a time of them. Okay, so we got the Locum, and then we went to Burlington. We wandered around there. I only found 1 book I liked, but I ended up just passing on it. We checked out Staples. They're still loading their school supplies, so they're not done yet. And then we checked 99-cent store. I got saran wrap so I can do doll patterns a little bit better. And then we ended up getting some mounts. We hit dice, so we got lead, and then we went home. So it's almost 4 o'clock. We got home at like 3:40. So this is what I need to do. At the moment, I have a headache. I don't know if I should try to sleep it off first, or if I should try to take some painkiller and get back to work. I feel like the more productive thing to do would be just to take some painkiller and get back to work. But a part of me also feels like I should try to like rest a bit, and so I can just get just relieve my stress, because I feel stressed out. But I also really want to scan all the work that I did while I was waiting in the lobby. I did almost every single 4-panel comic. I think I might have missed something. I know I left one of them behind recently because I decided against doing it. And then there was the extras, the full-scale extras for Byron and Fauna for their chapter where they have a discussion. And then I did brainstorming for all the actual comic page extras, not the 4-panel ones, but the comic page ones. And I think I should probably work on those now, because like I feel like those are somewhat easy. I just need to like scan them and shit, and I'm just so tired right now. So yeah, I figure I'll do that. Another thing we need to get done is we need to prepare the laundry for tomorrow, because we said we're going to go to the laundromat in the morning. So I'm looking forward to working on the script then. Oh, alright then. That's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Wednesday, but I have to go back to Tuesday really quick. After I finished recording audio, I went back on at 4. I scanned everything I worked on. I printed out what looked ready. I started some things like Flora's profile and Simon's profile pictures. I also have Marie's, but I don't need Marie's just yet because I haven't decided where I want Marie to be introduced. I'm assuming after she talks to Pasha, she gets her profile picture. So it could be somewhere in the middle of the 60s where I am right now. I don't know. I haven't worked on her conversation with him yet, so it could very well be in one of the last volumes that we finally get to see her profile. I also was debating on whether or not I wanted to put Flora and Simon's profiles like before the battle starts, or if I should just put their profiles like during the time they're in the middle of the battle, because like I already know I need to have Simon's and Marie's in the middle of the battle sequence, so it feels like weird to have Simon's magic card show up before his actual profile. So I don't know. I think the absolute last place I could possibly put Simon and Flora's profiles would be before that, which is when she's talking to when she's in the middle of talking to Fauna. And I kind of feel like I feel like it's important to bring it a little bit sooner, because that entire area of the story becomes about the two of them. I don't know. I still feel like it's a bit too soon. I have to decide. I'm just gonna leave it in volume 6 for now. So yeah. Other than that, we ate a light dinner. I got off at 5:50. I don't know if I woke up in the middle of the night. All I know is that I woke up sometime around 5 in the morning. So I kicked Monica out of bed because we had to do laundry, and she said that her knee was hurting. It was like not the front of her knee, but like the back inner part of her knee was hurting from yesterday. But I pushed her to get out of bed anyway because we had to do laundry. So we left sometime, I think a little around or a little bit before 6. I didn't really pay attention. And when we got there, I worked on Philippe and Simon's arc of the story. I really need this done like by the end of this week, so I can like print out all the scripts rapid fire one right after the other. But yeah, I didn't get very far in it though. We got home sometime around like 7. We ate the last of our pot pies for breakfast, and then we watched the last episode of Senko. I felt very confused by what was going on. Mostly because like they made it seem like her leaving was so ominous, but she seemed like she just wanted to visit her family, and that made it feel like it wasn't that big of a deal. So it doesn't make sense why in the last episode it was so ominous that she was leaving. So all she did was make food for Sora and Shiro, and then she ended up having to convince Sora to let her come back. And that was it. There wasn't really anything to it. The emotional battle was all on his side, and that's it. And even then, it felt manufactured. So it just was like, what on earth? It felt like they were trying to make a climactic or emotional ending for what wasn't supposed to be the end of the series. Especially because, like, during the finale montage, they showed another like fox girl, this brown fox girl, and it left me feeling like, whoa, where were you for all of this story? So it makes me feel like, okay, obviously there's probably more manga to this, and maybe she's in it, but not in this portion. And it was really disappointing. So I'm interested in that new character, but I don't know if we're gonna get into the season of this and if she'll be in it or whatever. And even then, it's like, okay, well, whose fox would she be if she ended up joining? I don't know, the guy who works with him at the that'd be dumb though. The guy who works with him at the office. That makes sense though. So yeah. Okay, so after Senko we split up, I went to go work on the last extra that wasn't done yet, the first extra for chapter 47. And I got it done. Oh, I didn't see when. I forgot to check the time. It took me a while to get done, but afterward I ended up loading as many chapters as I could to the mirrors. I loaded almost all of for Smack Dude. I just have to do chapter 50 because I hadn't set it up yet. And then I loaded it all the way up until chapter 50 for Tapis. So yeah, that's all done now. Monica got a call from the clinic that she escaped from yesterday. And the guy wanted to reschedule her to come back in 3 months to redo it, and like she completely canceled with them because she just didn't want to go back. She was too traumatized. And like the worst part is that earlier when we were at the laundromat and like she was doing some free writing, she was trying to figure out what was the huge difference between the being at the clinic and being at the DMV. Because at the DMV, we were there for a really long time, and I at this point, I don't even remember how long we were there. We showed up sometime after, like, in the in the afternoon. Like maybe 1 o'clock at latest. I don't really remember what time we got there. All we know is that we were there for up until closing, and it didn't feel as much of a nightmare as being at the clinic. I think for me personally, the reason why I felt the most awful that I felt was the fact that we had other plans ahead of time, and that the place was swarmed with kids. And in the DMV is not swarmed with children. But Monica didn't have to deal with the children as much as I had to in the lobby. So I feel like for her, it was just being trapped in a really small room and getting claustrophobic and shit. So I don't really know what the issue with that is. All I know is that she canceled with them, and she's gonna have to come up with some type of excuse to her doctor why she didn't finish. And I don't know what her doctor's gonna do about that. I guess her doctor's gonna have to talk her into doing it again or something or whatever. All we know is that Monica doesn't want to go back. Other than that, we ended up stopping and eating lunch. We ended up having what we usually eat for breakfast for lunch. And we watched the next episode of One Punch Man. And I feel like what I hate about this new One Punch Man is that I feel like the director doesn't know how to control the pacing. So everything just feels like it's happening one right after the other, when it's not really the case. There's no like emotional climax to what's happened so far. It's just been one battle right after the other. So literally Garo went from fighting a whole bunch of random heroes to fighting Genos to fighting Bang. And it just feels like, seriously? I also didn't appreciate the stylistic choice of making him rub blood into his hair and making it red. That I felt like that looked really like uncanny and jarring. I couldn't. I did feel bad about the child who he was protecting. He spent the whole time protecting him, and the kid got terrified and ran away. And like that was to be expected because he's just a child. He doesn't really quite understand what was going on. But yeah, if it hadn't been for him, that kid would be dead, especially thanks to that bullet guy. So yeah, other than that, I feel every time we find a scene where Saitama is spending a lot of time with King, I feel two things. One, I feel relieved that Saitama is even in the episode because we've just been seeing less and less of him, and like that's frustrating. And two, it makes me hate King more because not only is he useless as a hero, he's also such a distraction, an unnecessary distraction, and I really don't like that. I mean, I bet you anything it probably was delivered or it was handled better in the manga, but I feel like in the anime it just makes King seem like a waste of space, and I really hate him. Other than that, I didn't really enjoy this episode as much as I was hoping to, and I can't imagine how they're going to resolve it. I don't remember when Punch Man is going to go into the next season. I kind of don't see it, but like if it does, it does. Other than that, what else is there? So I got off at like, I think it was almost 11. I got off at like 10:50, and Monica just went to go to 99-cent store or something, and I don't know what she's planning on getting, but like I don't know, I don't care. I'm just tired. So this is what I need to do. I need to finish loading the series on Smack Jeeves. I also need to load it to LiveJournal, but I'm not as big of in a hurry to get that up at the moment. I feel like the Tumblr and the LiveJournal queue are they're more in sync with each other than the Tapas queue or the Smack Jeeves queue. So what I really want to do is to start loading the series to the official site, and I'm gonna figure out how to fit that in between editing all this audio because it's the last recording, so I need to unload the phone as soon as I'm done here. Also, I'm hoping tomorrow when I'm compressing the video that I can type out everything that I wrote so far. I need to make like a legitimate investment in doing the story with Philippe and Fuir and Simon. It needs to be done before the end of this week. I need to start storyboarding it come the beginning of next week. The latest I'm willing to do it is by Monday, and I most likely will be like storyboarding it throughout the time that we are doing our trip to Brea. I don't know if I'm going to get another chance to work on it while we're going places. Most likely I'll be doing most likely we'll be at home for the rest of this week. I'm sorry.
Most likely I'll be at home for the rest of next week. We pretty much just blew our bus passes. I mean, we only have like two sets of 2 left. We either need to start getting more for the future, or I need to save the last 2 bus passes for Dalpa. But I really feel like we should start buying more again. Monica wants to start investing in 30-day passes, so I figure after Dalpa, we're going to buy 1 pass a month because they're so damn expensive. And I figure by the time that we have free time again, we can go out again. Most likely, usually around Monica's birthday, we'll have enough month passes to cover that. So, yeah. On top of that, I'm just trying to get through the series, and I feel like where I am in the series genuinely affects like what we can do during what times of the year, because the series is just so restricting. Other than that, I feel like I'm sort of looking forward to, and yet sort of not looking forward to July, because I'm just going to be grinding through another set of chapters, and I will know how I feel about it as soon as I'm done with the script process. So the majority of everything that needs to happen has already been typed out. So I'm falling back on that. I'm just still deciding the order in which everything is revealed. So like I was writing that out in the laundromat. I was like brainstorming out the order of the scenes, but I still don't know how long or what the scene with Simon and Philippe is going to entail just yet. I feel like I need to write it backwards because I know where it ends. I know what the ending of it looks like. I'm just having a hard time grasping the bridge between the opening and to the ending part. So I might as well just write that backwards. I don't know if there's anything else I need to say. I feel like that's virtually it. 2 things. It's a women's meeting today. I asked Monica earlier if she wanted to go to it, but I don't know if she still does. And like, if we do go to it, afterward is going to be a tenant meeting. So those are my 2 opportunities to get ahead on whatever it is I need to work on, so I can bring stuff with me. She recently gave me a red pen that she was using, because the red pen I was using, the one that I was taking with me places, it ran out while I was at the clinic, so I threw it away. Other than that, I have a whole stash of red pens. I could easily replace a red pen. It doesn't matter. So yeah, I should look at all the red pens I have left though, because like I know that wasn't the only red pen that I use a lot. So yeah, is there anything else that's on my mind? No, I think that's virtually it. Alright then, that's all for today. I will see you in the next one.